Brian, version 2 in the flesh, better quality camera.
Way better quality.
What are we doing in the desert?
So both of us separately have gone on a indigenous vision fast where we fasted in the desert for 4 days and 4 nights with no food. And that is a historically known as a men's rite of passage, because women have a natural rite of passage going through childbirth and puberty and things like that, or, giving birth. Our rite of passage, each of us did that many years ago, sharing with the fans here. But we are here as a team to receive one of our brothers. We have a men's team of 8 men, and we created through our organization that we're both part of. Rising Men is an organization that does rites of passage and men's work together, integrates. So we have a group that we've been working together, 5 years now.
5 years.
Yeah. We meet every week for an hour and a half, and we create a very strong container that has standards of integrity, brevity, spontaneity, authenticity, and it's training us to be what I consider the real masculine. And what's interesting, we can double click on this. I just watched the Manosphere Netflix documentary.
Okay.
I was not only mind blown, I was disgusted at what's happening in society, and that it sucks for young men, that these men who are taking advantage of social media, and they're doing a great business job, but I don't think they're doing a good job for humanity at all. This here, facing your demons, facing your shadows by yourself, and then being able to return to a group of supportive men who aren't solving, we're supporting. And that's the biggest thing that I've learned through this work, is that a man's true job is to hold containment and support, not solve. Listen deeper, actually be more empathic. So that's why we're here in the desert.
Why shouldn't a man teach you how to live your life?
It's a really great question. You could see I paused. I had to think about that, because you have to learn how to live your life through your own body, and not just the words and thoughts of another man. Now, I'm all for borrowing experiences until you can experience them yourself, because then they become true wisdom.
Yep.
Experience, adventure, whatever that is, has to be something that you embody, meaning like I can feel it in my flesh and my bones, and feel the fear and feel those things that you have to go through in order to get to the other side.
100%. And what has this experience personally done in you?
Well, for me, this is my return back. I haven't been here in 6 years, and the two things, two kind of threads. One, welcoming our 8th team member back. Like, these are men that we meet with, every single week of our life for the last 5 years. There's a lot of time we actually spend together, and much of it has been through Zoom, virtually. And we have meetups, but we hid the fact that all 7 of us were coming to meet this one man out here. And when he crossed the threshold, he had been alone for 4 days and 4 nights, fasting in the wilderness, in the desert. And seeing him come back, and the true essence of surprise, the true essence of joy that this man felt. Not only did I see like a difference in his eyes, that they were open in a different way and his beingness was different, but the true element of surprise and love, and the feeling and the reciprocal feeling of what it feels like to give in support, and to see that man receive it. The second piece is that I referred another friend and man that I've been helping understand his emotions, understand his defense patterns, and understand what it's like to live an open-hearted, fully expressed life as a man. And he and I had never met in person either. We had a coaching container that was just a virtual container. And he was standing right in front of me and didn't even know it was me yet until it registered. And to see the man that he has become to be for his family and for his purpose, it just touches my heart and really makes me so proud and validated in the work that I'm doing in this world. And the work that I'm doing is needed in this world. And that's embodiment.
Yeah.
Good segue, right? Yeah.
Delicious. So I just want to close the loop as well, because I was the recipient when I did my fast of something like this, right? You weren't in the group that time, but all the men also came in to receive me after I did my fast.
How
And
does that feel?
I can tell you, it's like winning the World Cup. It's literally like we win a tournament together, and I go through all this set of emotions, but at the end, I have these guys. That's a priceless experience.
Yeah, and there's a difference between blood family or blood brothers and like brotherhood. That's what we've been able to create is like a brotherhood, like someone that you can go to in a time of need. We may not be able to physically be there, right? But there's a level of emotional and psychological support that is provided by someone who isn't trying to solve your problems. So someone who can just help you feel seen and understood and felt.
Yeah. And again, no book is going to make you change as much as being here with your body present
Yes.
and actually making the things. So being present
Feeling the earth
in the land. So
in the flesh.
again, for someone who doesn't understand what embodiment is, what is it and what is your work inside of it?
So embodiment in general is what is it? A couple things is how do I inhabit my body? And what I mean by that is like, do I trust and feel safe in my own body? Do I feel contracted all the time or do I feel open and wide and grounded and stable? And so with embodiment, it's emotions live in the body, right? They occur and they get stuck and trapped in the body unless they are processed. Many of us do not process our emotions and they turn into defense mechanisms. And there's like this cycle where our defenses become they like anxiety and shame and guilt. They take over our core emotions. Those all live in the body. So until you can process them through the body in the present time, you're always living from the past. So think of how many times you've reacted to like something so minimal, like something breaking in the kitchen, but you're freaking out, right?
Yeah.
And that's because you're reacting from the past. It doesn't warrant like your reaction does not warrant the occurrence of what's going on. So embodiment helps us be aware of what we're feeling. And then I also teach men and women how to have a vocabulary around that. That's just the beginning because you have to actually be a present and safe haven and a secure base for somebody else in order to process those emotions, let them through their body, and then move on to what it feels like to live in a secure base.
Mhm. And you went deeper into this. You recently gave a powerful talk in Gaia.
Yes.
Is that going to be available in the public? Like how
It's now,
people
unfortunately, it's not. I got to go to Gaia and get it.
Okay, okay.
Catch clips on my Instagram. Like,
Okay.
if you're a Gaia Plus membership, you can get the full video.
Okay, so if you want the full video, he gave a massive presentation that he prepared like months for, and the master class, all the people like got tears, transformed lives just from a conversation. So if you really want to dive deep into that part, I suggest you go watch the full presentation.
Well, I mean, there's awesome stuff on Gaia Plus too. So yeah,
Of course,
Yeah.
there you go. What did the giving this presentation create in you personal?
it just gave me more. It gave me validation and excitement and inspiration for doing further work, studying more, practicing more, helping people transform. So I had an experience where there was a young man in the crowd with his birth father, and this young man sadly was kicked out of his house for being gay when he was like 12 or like 15, and hadn't really talked to his father and like was estranged from his family and basically had no place to live when the kid's like 12, 15 years old. Horrible. And they've been working on the relationship. He's way older now, like in his 30s, was in the audience with his birth father, the one who kicked him out of the house. And after he and the father sat and watched my presentation. And I not only talked about feeling, I showed them that it was okay for men to feel.
Mhm.
And the father texted his son back, like for the first time, like, "I'm proud of you, son."
Mm.
And that for me is like, all right, that if I can break the curse, not only my own family, but in all families and in all of society, that's my purpose. That is what I'm driven to.
I'm sorry, so good. And And it again shows it's not about transforming the world, but it's just being the example that allows other people to transform themselves.
Yes, and also working on oneself.
Yeah.
Like know thyself. It's like the work is really done on oneself, and then it ripples. And I've evidence of that constantly. Like the more I work on myself and focus on, and like my main focus in life now is keeping my nervous system regulated, and being embodied, being present, and also like working, supplying or supporting my family, and like doing those things in the real world, right? And also making this part of my real world: regulation, embodiment, awareness, presence.
All right. Let's go back again into the bandanas, right? So this is part of rites of passage. This is part of one powerful organization that's just kept the tradition going. So could you tell us more about what is Rising Man and what's your involvement with it?
Rising Man is a men's organization. I would say it's personal development as well. So it's a combination of rites of passage work and men's work together. I don't know if there's many groups out there that do both of those things. So you're not only going into the desert to survive, you're really learning how to thrive. And you're doing that through bringing patterns, behaviors, habits, parts of yourself, and you're going into the desert to leave them there, and then coming back across the threshold, and then working with men on a consistent basis to integrate that and what's called incorporate that into daily life. And that's why we always meet, because we're all going through the same stuff all the time. It's not like problems stop. It's just we get better at facing them.
Yeah. I heard it differently is we have the same problems, but different packaging.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. And your involvement, what are you
For me, I'm the director of organizational development. So we recently went from a profit company to a nonprofit organization, because we felt that the mission and the vision could serve more not being a private organization, being a nonprofit. So my job is to help with fundraising. So if anyone in fundraising is watching this, or wants to donate to a good cause, drop a message to us here. And also branding and things like that. So we want to grow the organization through those avenues.
Mm-hmm. What other things excite you about the men that just came here from the desert, besides our good friend Josh, who just came, right? What do you hope for them, and for anyone in the future that decides to embark on this journey?
I think life is about facing edges, and edges always push back. And if you have men to support you when you're going through something, you can face those edges with courage and presence and awareness. And I'm so excited for all of these men and the men that we're consistently working with to teach more men and to apply these concepts to everyday life.
And for Brian, what's your current edge after the talk, after like in the come up? What is the edge, if you don't mind sharing?
See, yeah, it's just getting better at my craft, and helping people become more aware of their emotions and process emotions from the past into the present. Getting better as a speaker and a teacher and a guide, and yeah, to be the best father I can be, and living a life that is full of joy, adventure, love, and yeah.
Where can people find more about you? How can they book you as a speaker?
Instagram at Dr. Brian Paris, LinkedIn at Dr. Brian Paris, TikTok coming soon at Dr. Brian Paris, YouTube at Dr. Brian Paris.
There we go. Excited. Any last words that you want to share to others around journey, your embodiment, or something that they can leave with?
If this interview stirs something inside, even if it makes you feel weird, or if this is a guy watching it and it's like, man, I would love to be able to do that, just click the button and we'll start the journey. I like the 1, 2, 3 principle, right? If I'm scared of something, I'm just like 1, 2, 3, go. Women out there, if you want your men to learn more about this work, keep nudging them a little bit. Now, they can only bring themselves there, obviously, but you can drop little websites and logos and different things. So yeah, the more people we help, the more we can shift our society, and we need it with what's going on today.
100%. Isn't less manosphere, more masculinity?
Yeah, I like that. We're gonna come up with a better word, but because masculinity is like that's ill-defined, right?
Yeah.
It's confusing. But down with whatever the manosphere is supposed like showing us in these young men, that's really what that one get, because I have a young son. And like I'm glad these men can do great business, but I think in general, and look at our world leadership. Our world leadership is generation above me. And it's not moving in a direction that creates peace and calm and connection and continuity and collaboration. So, and I'm not like, I don't have a man bun. I'm not running around in fluffy pants. It's not me. Like I'm a businessman and I'm a healer. And I think the work that we can do, like the work that we're doing together, is helping shift what our society can become.
100%.
Let's do it.
Come on.